sends it Middleton and finishes. And then stares and walks over Antetokounmpo.
While Giannis's physical traits and talent on the court have earned him the nickname the Greek Freak, it has also garnered attention from teammates and fellow NBA stars. I mean, standing at almost 7 feet with the ridiculous wingspan of 7'3" makes you worth looking out for. So even though he's loved by most, he has still managed to gather some hate, however subtle, from a selected few. Let's take a look at his early life. A child of immigrant parents from Lagos, Nigeria, Giannis had the humblest of beginnings. And because of the several challenges they had growing up, Giannis and his siblings found a haven in sport, starting with soccer before transitioning and settling for basketball. He literally went from selling watches on the streets of Athens to being an NBA MVP. He later tested his basketball skills and moved away from football to become a professional athlete in basketball. Wow, what a turnaround. While he was made popular by his association with the Milwaukee Bucks, he actually started his professional career by signing up to play for the junior squad of the Athleticism BC, which is a Greek professional basketball club, and in no time, he made his way to become a senior member of the Athleticism squad. Giannis killed it on the court, making exceptional rebounds, assists, and blocks. This attracted the attention of top-notch clubs in Europe, and shortly after, he was contacted by CAA Zaragoza, a Spanish club, for a 4-year contract at 400,000 euros a year. He didn't play for Zaragoza though, as he was picked up by the Milwaukee Bucks in a preliminary draft. Soon after, he became an integral playmaker for the Bucks, getting named star player shortly after. Starting off our list is the fact that he doesn't get along with the other kids. I'm sure you still remember that almost unreal moment when the Milwaukee Bucks star admitted in an interview that he turned down the opportunity to work out with LeBron and several other NBA superstars in the offseason. However, his reason for it was that it didn't feel right to be friends with players off the court and then be competitive on the court. Even though it caused him to be alienated a couple of times, Giannis hasn't changed his mind on the matter. It's no secret that Giannis is a private person who just chills with his family most of the time, so his decision might not be that much of a surprise to the folks who really know him. In an attempt to clear the air, he went further to explain why he sticks to that mentality in an interview with the Greek TV channel Cosmo TV. He said he doesn't train with other players because he doesn't want to be buddies with them, seeing how it can be a conflict of interest, stating that he doesn't want to hang out with players off the court and then have to block or dunk on them on the court, as that would put him in a compromising position. No doubt, this is a mentality that is relatively new among his fellow NBA stars, and is probably the reason why he is sometimes left out by his peers, which was something he also talked about in the interview, about why that might be the case. He mentioned that it's probably because he's not from around here, or because his gameplay is unorthodox, and they probably don't like it. I guess when you ball differently from what people know and understand, you get some resentment thrown your way. He's moving with unbelievable momentum. LeBron James and Stephen Curry are the most recognizable NBA superstars, with multiple NBA MVP awards under their belts. But a fact known to a lot of people was that they didn't like each other for a long time, probably because LeBron felt his status as the best player in the NBA was being threatened. This scenario is more common in the NBA than you'd think. And that's why, with a rocket-like momentum, Giannis has managed to get some stink eyes thrown his way. In 2019, at just the age of 24, the Freak was already averaging 26.8 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists, 1.5 steals, and 1.3 blocks per game. Plus, with his ability to score from anywhere on the court, along with his ever-improving defense, it's safe to say he's one of the league's brightest stars. I guess with that level of success, you're bound to have 1 or 2 players diss you out of envy. His possible rage issues. In a game against the Knicks played in New York in December 2018, Giannis fell while blocking a shot from Mario Hezonja, and as he tried to get back up, Hezonja stepped over him, which the Greek Freak took as a sign of disrespect. And when asked in a post-game interview, Giannis said he would punch him in the nuts if Hezonja ever repeated it. Although Giannis later apologized for his off-putting statement, saying he knows he's a role model for kids, and he needs to express himself in better ways in the future. There's still a threat in there somewhere, as he meant exactly what he said, but just needs to say it in a better way next time. But that isn't the only time Giannis has let his rage get the better of him. In a recent game where he played for his country team against Germany, he exhibited some unsportsmanlike behaviors which led to him getting booted from the game, an action that inherently tipped the scales of the game, giving Germany the win in the game. With less than 5 minutes on the clock and Greece losing 96-82, Giannis did the unthinkable for a player of his stature and fouled one of the German players and got himself booted from the game. The Germans had an impressive major run in the third quarter that made them jump from 66 to 75 points in less than a minute. That was effectively the key to their victory, as Greece wasn't able to catch up from that moment forward. He wasn't exactly a team player there and is sure to get some hate from his teammates. But all the reasons mentioned above can't really be the reason why the man is constantly disrespected, right? I mean, at the end of the day, you realize that he isn't the only player who has behaved like that in the past. Chris Broussard from The Odd Couple on YouTube said it's no secret a lot of players seem to hate Giannis. He added that if you mock the notion that Giannis is the best player in the world, then that's just straight up disrespect. But there are other people like Gilbert Arenas who constantly find ways to disrespect the Milwaukee Bucks star by saying stuff like, Giannis doesn't understand basketball and he doesn't know how to be great, whatever that means, or know how to be better or train his body, which are all false by the way, given how if you compare Giannis today with how he was when he was first drafted by the NBA, the growth and development you'd see would be nothing short of astronomical. So it's clear Arenas is just hating and probably needs a hug. Rob Parker, one of the hosts on The Odd Couple, also mentioned how he feels the hate on Giannis has to do with the fact that he's not from around here. This might actually have some truth to it, considering the fact that he hasn't gone through what a lot of other guys have gone through, so it makes it easier for them to discount and dismiss him. In conclusion, Antetokounmpo is no doubt an incredible playmaker with an amazing playing style and personality, which is very non-traditional in today's NBA, and this perhaps throws some people off, often misinterpreting his candid nature as being arrogant and boastful. But I just feel like Giannis Antetokounmpo is just one of those players you'd love when you fully understand him.